Today is March 14th, Thursday, 2024. It is a bit late. It's 10 to 12, which isn't that bad, I guess. But I don't know, I just felt like I needed to talk right now. I need to discuss some things. Don't know who this is going to. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. But I just saw a video, right, and it was this guy, Wholesome Simon, I think, and he was just talking about how everything's going to be okay. And I know it is, but I feel as if there's something still tugging on me, in a sense. I feel as if I've fallen behind from others, right? Like, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that I don't even have my driving test yet. Well, my driving license. Even though my parents paid for me to have lessons and everything, it just never happened. And it's a small part of the puzzle, of course, but it kind of makes me feel inadequate. It makes me feel as if I'm not able to do things that people would do on a day-to-day basis, like basic things. I struggle, for example, with hygiene sometimes, and overeating, and relapsing to my porn addiction. It happens rarely. Well, some of those things happen rarely, other commonly, but it's really a hit, because it makes you feel inadequate. It makes you feel as if you've been given this chance, this possibility, right? People have sacrificed to get you here, and they're toiling away to keep you where you are, because they expect you to be able to do something amazing with the possibility. And then I feel as if I've taken all that energy and effort they've put in and thrown out the window, if that makes sense. I mean, everyone says oh, it's fine, you take priority and all that, but it just feels disappointing to even me. I look at myself and I think, what could have been, if I wasn't just constantly improving, then falling back down. It's like a roller coaster in a sense. It's a roller coaster that I was never meant to be on. I just found a ticket on the floor, so I never really knew what was going to be in store for me. But it's enjoyable until you realize that you've taken that ticket from someone else. The point I'm trying to get to is that I feel as if I was given something which I have not quite deserved. I was given this opportunity, and whether I deserved it or not is another topic. But I've been given this opportunity and I haven't properly seized it. I've missed out. I thought it was the end of an adventure getting the ticket when I haven't even gotten on the roller coaster. I worked in Greece to get my grades to come here, and then I thought easy pickings. But no, it kind of hit me. I don't know what it is about England, but see, it just makes you think and feel. I don't know, it might be because there's nothing to do and there's not as many distractions, productive distractions like in Greece, and maybe because you also have less free period, you have more free periods and more of a chance to actually think. It makes you feel inadequate. There's this sense of judgment between people. Unspoken, of course, but I always feel as if I'm judging myself with others in certain aspects. For example, even though I like to think I don't like the guy, but I do, Toby Evans. He is very inspiring in a sense, but of course I can't, I'm jealous, honestly, of lots of people. I become very jealous and envious because I see these people, and it feels as if I'm faulty, I'm malfunctioning. I'm a robot, basically, which thought that he had independence, but in reality was still a slave to his code. It hurts, in a sense. I don't have any oil left to keep me going. I just rely on what's left, and I feel as if I take energy from others, when I'm having a bad day. This has been usual. If I have a good day, other people are having bad days, and it feels just worse every time I'm doing well. Because I do well, I grow overconfident, and when I grow overconfident, something hits me. It could be usually school, or it could be like Maya passing away, or it could be anything. But something even small hits me, like one bad day, one bad day, like one day I did not go to school, or one day I stayed up a bit too late. It just destroys me completely. Like, how can that even be possible, to be able to work so hard on something only for it to be stripped away within a moment's notice? Like, I went, for example, with the intermittent fasting, I was doing amazingly, I was losing weight, and it felt almost as if overnight all of that was forgotten. Every single piece. And I don't understand it. It scares me because I like to have control, and I don't know how to have control over those things because they feel almost as if they just on a whim, on the scale of the universe, they just happen without any input. And I think for me to understand like what kind of inputs on how to control those things, it feels so unobtainable. It feels very difficult in a sense. It almost feels as if you're watching a waterfall without knowing where the water's coming from. Like you can see it come down and enter like the lake at the bottom, right? You know it's filling up, and you know at some point the bank's about to burst, but you don't know where the water's coming from. You don't know how much there is left. You don't know if there's going to be a massive surge, and you don't know if the banks are going to burst or not. And when they do, you feel woefully unprepared. It feels as if you cannot fight against the tide of the waves, in a sense. As if you're just supposed to let it just go through you, your emotions. Which, now that I actually think about it, makes a bit of sense. Instead of trying to fight them and always be jolly, you should just let yourself feel them. But then you need to be able to be strong enough to feel those emotions. Be able to take that hit. But then, like, you do this, right? But you're supposed to learn from it. And that's a whole other thing. Like, sure, you can feel your emotions, but if you don't learn anything, or at least in my mind, if you don't learn anything, what's the point? I feel as if you're going to go through the effort, you need to be getting something in return. And right now, their return policy is not accepted, is out of warranty.